Good afternoon, everyone. And this is Shruti Sinha, your community admin, your host and host, uh, from which you meet every day and we talk a lot. So, due to the pain points of visa, as we have thought to conduct this webinar. So, the title of our webinar, as you all of know, that it's struggling with visa, jobs, or life in Australia, and we have let's find the real solution. So we are thrilled to have you all on a special occasion, which was Australia Day, and due to which we have thought, okay, let's do this session. So we are feeling overwhelmed by the challenges and incredible opportunities. So, if you have any doubt regarding visa process, part-time work, and adjusting to the new cultures, you are in the right place. Today, we are joined by an incredible line of speakers with us, Mr. Ananya Kaushik. He is our expert of visa, and he'll provide you all the actionable insight to ace your visa applications. We have Kesh. Hi, Kesh. She is a current student pursuing a master's in business analytics at La Trobe University, and she will share her experience with the part-time jobs and how to manage your finances. And we have Malvika here, a student, and she is pursuing her master's in counseling at Universities of Queensland, and she'll guide you all the cultural adjustment and managing the homesickness, which I know you all are been waiting for. So throughout the session, we will have alternate between the questions from our visa experts, student ambassadors, and followed by the live Q&A session. And so just a quick intro from your side, Mr. Ananya. Uh,
Shall I start with the basic common mistakes what students usually do while
yeah,
filling in the visa application?
absolutely.
See, if somebody wants to write it down, it's going to be a good thing. I'll just give you key points, and later we can discuss in detail later on. The student needs to provide with the correct information. I mean, the basic mistake first should not be is like, the passport should be valid for 6 months minimum. The passport should have the correct address, which is mentioned. I'm on the last page of the passport. That should be your permanent address. If there is a change, then we have to mention on the visa application form. The second point would be the GTE for the students. I'm sure students might be having a idea about GTE. GTE is a genuine temporary interment statement, which should be absolutely correct. So basically, whatever you're filling in the visa form is going to be there for the rest of the life. I mean, for 99 years in the system. So anybody from a family applying, the information should be absolutely correct. It should be matching. So people take things lightly just to get the visa. They don't realize that this information getting on the system is going to be there for 99 years, and this will affect other visas also. Third is the financial proof should be accurate. They should not be insufficient. I mean, there should be sufficient balance in your account depending on the university requirement and the tuition fees. So people can mention their financial documents such as their bank statements, their parents' bank statement, current or savings, depending if they're in a job, if they're in a business. And if they're in a business, then they need to provide with the business details like a MOU of the company, like if it's a private limited company or it's a proprietorship firm, they should mention, how old is the company, what is the annual turnover of the company, how many employees are working in the company, and the details mentioned on those documents should be absolutely correct. The address, the call, phone number, email address, everything should be matching. I mean, if at times there is a background check also, it can be random for a student, so that should be absolutely correct. Third, I would say, yeah. So income tax returns 2 year and 2 year ITR is mandatory. 6 month of bank statement is mandatory. The balance in the account should be absolutely uh, absolutely supporting the financial tuition fees in Australia. Basically, we need to prove to the officer that the kind of balance I am currently having will support my education and my stay over there, and enough balance so that the family can also run, I mean, back home. ऐसे नहीं हो सकते कि that completely that there is the amount mentioned there, it will only support your education. The balance should also prove that whatever balance is left, your family will also run on it. Even if you take a loan, so loan document should be absolutely correct. No, we can't have a lose on those kind of documents. Then a lot of people ignore the health insurances. Health insurance also mandatory document for a Australian visa. You need to have a health insurance policy, which should be also legal. I mean, s- people, everything is available in India. And even the officer knows that documentation production is very easy. So I've seen students just editing the PDF of the insurance and just applying. Just they edit the PDF and they put it. So it should be valid. Third, I mean, fourth, fifth point is never apply late. You should start the process 9 months from your beginning of the college. And towards the end, 3, 4 months should be crucial. Like bank statement should be latest, current savings statement should be latest, and do not provide any false bank statements. People again do this mistake. They edit the PDFs thinking that the officer might not go through their bank statements, and a lot of people fall for that trap, and it's a big no. Providing correct information, real information is the key. Third, I would say do not ignore the visa conditions. Whatever the visa conditions are, I mean, I can send in details. It's like a good 10-page thing. I can share that with the students, whoever needs it after the session. Shall I go on with the visa thing? I mean, I can go on more. So the next point is, yes, whatever the travel history do you have on the passport, even if you don't have, it's okay. If you have, we need to mention the correct travel history. Let's say you went to Dubai in 2012, we need to mention that on a form. We cannot skip or miss or put wrong information on it again. Also, there is 500 sub class categories in the Australian visa, so we need to know the correct category you're applying to and the subclass. That's also one of the important point. And if you're taking if you're a dependent on, let's say, your aunt or uncle or your dadi, nani, whatever, so unke document should be absolutely correct. Again, so all those documents are also being checked. So these days, a lot of, actually, this has started from past couple of years now. The bank statements, they go through it. They check the bank statements. So they can access your bank statement, they can access your balance, and they can cross check how old is the account, and what kind of balance are they keeping. And do not lack in your preparation of the documentation, because Australia is a document based visa. So whatever information you provide should be absolutely correct. These are the key common mistakes that students do. And if you want to know further, then I can help you out. If there is a particular question, I can definitely help you out.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for the grateful insights and energy.
Thank you.
So coming back to Malvika, Malvika, here are many questions, but I want to start with the question that many students struggle with. How can I convince my parents to let me study abroad in Australia when they are worried about the distance and the expenses?
Well, first of all, I would say that is something which is very common amongst parents, and then even children who are, planning to go and study abroad, especially Australia, because it's a bit too far away from rest of the countries in the world. Um, I think this is a very valid point, and then for me, Australia was a personal choice because if as an international student I'm investing this much amount of money into studying abroad, I feel like Australia is one of the best countries that has globally well ranked universities in the world. And then especially education wise, it was I think it was a no-brainer for me to choose Australia, be it applying to group of 8 universities, and especially studying here, the professors are very well skilled as well. As far as convincing the parents go, it's it's better that you connect yourself and your parents to other students who are already there studying in Australia, and to their parents as well, because in a way it becomes a great support system for them to just relax, and then have that reassurance and validation that everything is going to be okay at some point of time. And apart from that, I'm sorry, what was the other question apart from this? Was it just the
Uh,
parent convincing the parents part?
Convincing the parents, and they are worried about the distance and the expenses. Mm.
Well, yeah, like I said, Australia is a bit too far away from other countries in the world. As far as the expenses goes, there are obviously opportunities for you to work part-time as a student here, and then it you have if you're coming in during the June-July intake, there's obviously a better chance of you getting more jobs during the Christmas break, which is up from October to January for sure. And then, but it's not like you won't get other opportunities to work part-time throughout the year as well. So there are a lot of opportunities here to work, and you can start applying once you're here. You can, relax, get to know the city that you're in, and then start applying through various job websites such as Seek or Indeed, or there is Jora Jobs as well. And one thing that worked for me personally is that I went and handed out my CVs to different stores. So I think managing expenses is not that difficult once you get a part-time job. And if you're struggling to get part-time here, there's obviously people from university living like Mansi and Shruti herself that they can help you by if they have any opportunities for you to work as a student ambassador or various other opportunities. So I would recommend you guys to like just go and check in with them as well. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the great insights, Malvika. So over to you, Kesh. Here is one question which students are really looking for, that what if I struggle to find a part-time job work in Australia, and how, and can't support myself financially because they can't support there. So how they can find the part-time jobs there?
So, your universities that you apply for, their main primary goal is to find you a part-time job sometime in the future. So, if you're struggling to find a part-time job in the Australian market once you land in Australia, you can go to your universities and access their career center, and you can talk about your issues. And the people that work at your university's career center are there to help you find a job. So, you can give out your resume, you can ask for tips. You can ask for tips on how to rebrand your resume, what you can do differently so that you can maximize your opportunities to find a job. So in most cases, from what I know, sometimes the university will actually offer you a part-time job themselves. But for that, I think you'd have to start off as a student ambassador as well. And when you work your way up, and when you work your way up, eventually they offer you a part-time job, and you can actually earn a pretty good amount because universities pay a little higher when it comes to part-time jobs compared to let's say if you were to work at a cafe or a restaurant as a waiter or a barista. So that's one way you can find a part-time job a little easier compared to handing out your resumes and looking outside into the Australian market.
Okay, thank you for the update, Kesh, and hopefully, guys, it will be helping you all. And over to you, Ananya. We have one question for visa.
Migration.
Yes, no. So the student are asking that what's the, to avoid the last minute stress, what they do.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
For the what's the advanced prep they do for their visa application toward the last minute steps.
What is the sorry, I didn't get the question.
Advanced, what the advanced preparation they
Advanced
can do.
preparation from when they can start, basically, are they asking?
Exactly.
So see, 9 months. If you've shortlisted Australia as your destination to study, so you should begin collecting the documents from, like, let's say 7 8 months. I mean, we tell clients begin like 9 months, but to be very honest, I think 7 months is a good time. And once you receive your admission offer from the university, once you've shortlisted which university you're going to, and the university will be providing you with the financial to justify that if you can study over there. So those lists when you receive, then I think closely 3 4 months you should rigorously start the process, and providing evidence to support your education, providing the police classification certificate, providing your IELTS score. This would take 3 4 months. So I think 4 months and 4 months before your university start should be really rigorous to just be prepared. And if you have a work experience, if you're going for an MBA and you have a work experience, and you want I should carry the work experience letter, collecting that. I mean, that takes maybe 3 4 months, not more than that. There's one more question. Please, my brother wants to go to Australia. Could you
Yeah,
read it?
yes, I'm just reading for you. Please, my brother wants to go to Australia via skilled migration pathway. Please, what are the necessary requirements? Also, what is the duration?
So we don't deal with migration, unfortunately. We are majorly into students and tourist visas. So I won't be able to help you in the migration part, because migration part you need to have a license to guide for immigration. So unfortunately, we don't deal in that. So I won't be able to help you with that. I'm sorry. So is there any other
Yes,
question?
yes. What is there any alternate option if visa application is rejected?
I mean, if you have a time band left to from the university side, let's say your university intake is September. Let's assume September, and you get a visa rejection in, let's say, June, July, because you can start 4 months before. So you can definitely reapply again. You can apply. You can take. You can mail the university also to grant you a couple of grace days, and you can apply again. And Canada and sorry, Canada saying Australia also gives a little letter saying that what was the reason of rejection. Majorly, they give a very common answer that your financial documents weren't supporting enough. Your intent to go to Australia isn't fair. So we can help you out there. So nothing to worry. Key requirements for getting a student visa. Key requirements would be very elaborate. If I begin, I need to start start from the start. Shruti ji, I can share you the list again,
Yes.
and you can share it to the students. I'll do that. So
Yes.
I'll share you on the mail, and that you can forward that to them.
So, okay, guys, I'll get the mail and I'll share that requirements with you all. Also, if you need one-to-one consultation with the visa expert, I'll roll out a form after this Zoom webinar, and you just sign up there, and we'll get you connected with the Ananya ji. And one question is, what is the process of admissions for master's degree in agriculture? Malvika or Kesh, anyone want to answer? Okay.
Well, I'm not aware of particularly this course, but in general, if you want to get into masters, you have to have your transcripts ready, your degree for your bachelor's, your SOP. I think these are some of the requirements that you have to have, and then your IELTS score for sure. Um, and then obviously, you just if you want to apply, if you have a specific university in mind, it's always better to double check and go to their official website and then scroll down to this particular course where there you have a list of documents that they would need from you as an international student. So it's always best to double check this with the official university's website apart from having these documents.
So is the Oxford test is also acceptable there?
Uh,
Oxford test.
I think I don't think so. I think a
Mm,
majority of the universities only accept IELTS, or
IELTS.
sometimes they accept the TOEFL as well. But the TOEFL is a little outdated. So if you want to take an English exam, the IELTS is your best bet.
Yeah, even we suggest for the visa prep that you need to have a good IELTS score.
Yeah, that's true. And can you tell me about Kesh for the COE? It's been mandate now, no, for visa for getting a visa. The COE letter is must.
Yeah, that's mandatory. So once the university accepts you and they deem you a worthy candidate, they'll send you your COE. So your COE basically states your name, passport, and the what you're studying. So that's crucial when you're applying for your visa. You need to attach your COE. It at the end of your visa process, you'll have a page where you can submit all of your documents, and you have to make sure that your COE is there and a little personal statement, which is an essay. So in this essay, you should write why you chose Australia, why you're choosing the university, why you chose your course, and you should explain that you're really there to study, that you're there to study, and once you study, that you're going to go back to your home country.
So, one question is for you, Malvika, that how you feel overwhelmed by the cultural differences. I think this is the very must question, and the academic rigors in Australia and want to give up.
Uh, so as for the cultural differences goes, I think Australia is a country that is very diverse as well. There are people from different cultures living together for sure, and then uh, for me specifically, I didn't know anybody when I was coming here to Australia. So, going through student accommodations and staying there for a couple of months, it always is beneficial, especially if you don't know anyone. Because that is one of your key steps to, get to know people around you and make new friends and have a social group as well. And you get to know a lot more about different cultures, and then you meet many new people as well. So I think settling in as per the cultural differences goes wasn't a big issue for me at the start because I've been living in a student accommodation for the past 1 year and I've made a lot of new friends from coming from different cultures. And then once university starts, you then there as well obviously go and meet a lot of new people coming from different cultural backgrounds, and Australia as a country, there are a lot of Indians as well, so that is not an issue. There are different meetup sessions as well where um, the university organizes events that helps you meet and engage, like talk to different students that are coming and are from your own semester or your seniors. So that helps as well. And then in student accommodations as well, there are many events at the end of each month where you can go and engage in and then socialize.
Okay, over to you, Kesh. What are the I'm getting a query on the chat room. What is the real cost of studying in Australia beyond the tuition fee?
So
Given.
I'll speak from about Melbourne because the good thing about Melbourne compared to Sydney, for instance, is that housing is a lot more affordable in Melbourne. So in Sydney, it is a little more expensive, but in Melbourne, if you want to find affordable housing, your best bet is staying out in the suburbs. The suburbs is a little far from the city, but if you stay in the suburbs, then you can average around $200 per week for your rent, which is a lot cheaper compared to living in the city. If you're living in the city, you can still find affordable housing, but if you're looking for a studio apartment with an ensuite bathroom and your own kitchen, it'll be a little more expensive. Usually that's $500 and above. But if you live with roommates or if you're living in an apartment sharing with other people, you can only pay around 200 to $300. So housing wise, it's a little more affordable. And groceries as well. So we have a store called Aldi's here, and Aldi's is the place where you can get the cheapest grocery items for good quality as well. So per week, you'd be spending around 50 to $100 for groceries. And then we also have Mikey's. So if you're living in the city, versus living in the suburbs, then you'd be accessing transport via train or tram. And per day, it's $10. So it depends on how much you'll be traveling. Otherwise, if you're not somebody who is going to be traveling a lot, or if you decide to live in the city, the tram system is free. So you don't have to pay anything for transport.
Okay, thank you so much, Kesh. So over to you, Ananya. What are the visa options to live and
Mm,
work in Australia? Someone has asked a question.
so it depends. I mean, if you're going on a student visa, so I mean, we were talking about students, so I'll start from student. If you go to Canada, go to Australia on a student visa, you can definitely work, have a little work. I mean, there's a hourly thing. I think cash over there. It's like a hourly thing. You get a couple of hours in a week to work, right?
Yeah, so I think it's around 20 hours. So I
In a
think,
week,
yeah,
Yeah, it's
20 hours in a week.
and you get
20,
that kind of a
24
permit.
hours, I think, per week.
Okay.
24 hours a week.
Huh.
And then you don't have any visa restrictions when you're like over the
Correct.
break period when your university is ongoing. So you can work unlimited hours then, but then
Mm.
when
Yeah.
your like university is going, it's 24 hours a week.
During the summer week, yeah,
Yeah.
during the summer break. So once you're done with the course, and then you can, if you get a job opportunity over there, and you get a is you have a proper official job letter assigned from company, then your category of the visa can be changed, and later on you can definitely see with the immigration companies if you can apply for Australian visa. So visa options to live over there is are two. Once you're a student, you can have a little hourly thing to work there. After your course is complete and you get a proper job over there, then you can convert that category into a work permit. So again, I can help you in the work permit. I can help you in the work permit. I can help you in the work permit visa process. What is the best way to connect networks? I think Shruti, this rental contracts, you would be the best person to answer.
Yes. So for the rental contracts, guys, if you want to and accommodations and all, you can just ping us. We will connect you with the accommodation experts, and they can guide you better. And one question is for Malvika. I think you guys are doing the part-time job. So how much typically earn from you the part-time jobs? How much you can earn?
Well, so in Australia and New Zealand specifically, both of these countries have a very standard base pay rate. Uh, so if you work part-time, you get 25 or $26 if you work days, and then $29.5 if you work nights. That is in part-time. And there's another option of working here as a casual worker as well. So in casual, the pay rate is more, but the shifts are not guaranteed. That is the only difference between part-time and casual. So if you're working casual, you get up to 30 or $32 as well. Because this is, I think, for retail and hospitality. And if you decide to go into a more professional line like administration or in hospitals and companies, that would be different. But for retail and hospitality centers, you get around 30 to $32 working casual.
Okay, so over to you, Cash. One question is there. What are the best way to connect and network with the other students?
So when you get to your university is going to have a ton of clubs, a ton of societies. That is the best way for you to network and meet friends and meet other students in a way, because you'll be bonding over common interests. And another thing that I would really recommend you go for is the career fairs. So I think usually, at least for my university at La Trobe, they offer career fairs around twice a month. So you should definitely go for those career fairs. It's also a really great way for you to network not only with other students, but also with working professionals. So you can get an idea of what the job market is going to look like. You can see what the people are going to be like. And it's a really good way for you to get information on what kind of job you'd like to have, what kind of people you'd like to work around. So that's two things that I would really recommend, joining clubs and going for career fairs. But also when you get to class, when you get to your in real life classes, you will meet other people, especially if you go to universities like La Trobe or RMIT, you'll find a ton of students from India, Pakistan, South Asia, basically. So it'll be a lot easier for you to network and make friends that way.
Sure, thank you. So, guys, quickly launching a poll and let us tell you your status, please. Are you a student or you're an offer holder? Just quickly vote. Thank you, guys. So, uh, Malvika, I saw there is some ambassadors programs also going on for the students who are studying in Australia. What is that? Uh,
Well, I think ambassador program is basically the university is hosted, or there are various student accommodations as well here who host these programs. As a student ambassador, you basically promote things at the university or the accommodation and that you're in, and then as an ambassador, you're supposed to um, help students around you just to settle in and then answer their questions or queries if they have any, and also inculcate in various events that the university or the accommodation that you're staying in organizes. And if you become an ambassador, you obviously have the perks of being one as well. So I know some accommodations give you different perks such as your laundry is free for a month, or then you don't have to pay for basic stuff as well. And then I remember one of the accommodations, because in a way you're working for them as an ambassador, so you get paid as well, and then either you get paid directly or your rent becomes a little less. So these are the different perks that you get by being an ambassador here.
Okay, so guys, are you interested for the ambassador program? We are just launching a poll and it's earning while learning. So we'll share the details later on. But if you're interested, you can just do a poll and give your thoughts. Okay, I'm just ending the poll. Uh, One question for you, Ananya. In the community, it was asked that my subclass visa got rejected, refused on 29 Jan due to Migration Act. What should the student is really worried what to do next?
I gonna read that question. I can see in the chat.
No, no,
Okay. My subclass visa got refused in 29 Jan due to
migration.
Migration Act. I'm really worried what to do. So, when does the college start? I need to know that first. Also, the rejection letter you've received, could just share that to me so that I can go through it and answer it properly, because I don't know the subclass and I don't know which immigration act they have applied on. If I get those papers, I can read that out and discuss it and then share it back. I mean, I can do it today itself, not an issue. They can apply again. They don't need to worry. It depends what kind of a mistake they did in the visa form, and maybe incorrect subclass category they chose, and they might be facing that issue. They can apply again, but I just need to go through the letters.
Okay, sure. Thank you. After that, just guys, the student can connect with you.
There is
And
one more question: minimum financial proof required for Australian student visa.
yes.
So minimum, I would say again, minimum proof should be to amount which is sufficient to support your studies over there, to support your living cost over there, to support your eating and whatever. I mean, basic amenities that human needs should be covered. Plus, remaining amount should be available, which would say that yes, your family back home is also they also have their daily basic needs like food, stay, whatever XYZ. So amount should be sufficient for your studies as well as to support your family. It should not be neck to neck. It can't be neck to neck. Neck to neck for your education studies, and here back home there is amount is very less, so it should be justified. If you have less amount, you can take opt for a loan. You can show your jewelries, you can show your assets, you can show your property, any sort of investment, mutual funds, PF, GPF, everything counts.
So, one person, my student has asked also, how long will it take to my visa application to be finalized? This is the most common question even asked in the community itself.
See, these days, before COVID, it used to be way more faster, and now also it's not that bad. I mean, if you begin, 3rd Feb is your orientation on 3rd Feb. Still no result. When did you apply? When has this person applied? I
Uh,
I think a month's
30th
time.
of November, it's been 50 days.
So it should really come anytime soon now. Maybe mid Feb should be the right. I mean, I can give a wavy guess. Mid Feb should be the time. You should hear from the embassy. Otherwise, you can write down an email to the embassy from your official ID from where you applied the visa from. That you know what is the update on my status.
Okay, because 3rd Feb, their rotation started. So they are really worried for the
थर्ड
same.
फेब है या थर्ड
Feb.
थर्ड फेब है नो आई नो
Yes.
नो 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 थर्ड फेब सॉरी आई स्किप दैट नो
And 30th November, they
थर्ड
have
मार्च आई
launched.
थॉट मार्च नो you now I think it's time to get worried. You should really reach the embassy right now. Yeah, you should really mail them and ask them. They'll apply. They can only, they don't take any phone calls, so don't waste your time calling them. Don't waste your time calling VFS office. Mail to the embassy, and they might revert you over there. I thought it's third.
And the one student also have been issued with a new passport after applied for visa. So is
Why?
there
What is
any
the reason?
chance?
Wow, this is very rare to hear. But what was the reason you got a new passport?
Hmm.
Was the passport less than 6 months, and now you can travel on that? Was this the
So
concern?
Summer, can you
Was
share
the
what's
passport
what
damaged?
was the reason?
What was the reason? Why would you have a new passport after getting a visa? Was the passport damaged, or it has less pages, or it was less than 6 months? I need to know that because the visa issued on the passport,
Hmm.
I lost it. So you need to apply for a visa again,
Exactly.
of course, because the new passport won't have any visa, so you can't travel on it. Even if you had the older one and you get a new passport, the visa number is issued for that particular passport number, so you need to apply again, and you need to make an FIR to the police that you've lost your passport with a valid visa. You need to also inform the embassy immediately that you lost your passport which had a valid visa. That should be done right now.
So he has lost it actually.
Yeah, so you
Hmm.
need to make an FIR and inform the embassy that it had a valid Australian visa and the passport got lost. That should be done right now.
Uh, there is one question for you. I think Malvika or Kesh can answer. Can an university in Australia sponsor me for my studies? Does it really happens?
So in some cases, some universities do offer full scholarships, so that basically covers your tuition fees, but it is a little rare and it depends on what you're applying for and what your grades are like. So I believe at La Trobe there was a time where a medical student was offered a full scholarship, and that's because she had done really, really well for her bachelor's. So this was for her master's degree. So it does happen, but it's a little rare. However, if you apply for universities here, there's a high chance you'll still get a scholarship, even if it's not a full one. So yeah, so you can still get a good scholarship. Most universities offer 20 to 30% off. So from your tuition fees, which is still a good amount. And again, it depends on what your grades are like. So if you have really, really good grades, then definitely apply for a full scholarship. And in some cases, you will be granted that.
Yeah,
But
and there are some particular courses as well that offer scholarships and some don't. So it's always better to ask your study abroad counselor to, research those for you. and there are different scholarships that you can apply for when you're applying for your, like, along with your application itself. So it's better to have a look there as well.
All right, sure. So that Samar is saying he has applied and got the new one. So now he has to reapply for Ananya that
Yeah, I mean,
visa option.
he got a new passport now, right? He got a new
Yes.
passport. Yes, he needs to apply again. He needs to inform the embassy that he lost his visa and then apply again.
And what are the requirements for staying after graduation for graduate visa subclass 485?
I'll after the call is over, I'll share that particular correct information for the subclass 485.
All right,
Yeah, I won't be
sure.
able to answer it on a call. But it, I need to, I can connect with Mithilesh and then provide him, or I can provide it to you, Shruti, and you can share it to him. I'll answer that
So
right
I
after.
guess, guys, any more queries or should we wrap up? Uh,
I think that person was asking for the if the university would support. I think sports also plays a role, right, Malvika? I think sports and having a very elaborate sports background, the university also.
Yeah, the if you have like if you've played extremely well, like
Like
nationals and
nationals or
everything like that,
something.
yeah, that would also work. But you have to apply all of those things with your visa, like your with your application when you're applying,
Yeah,
and it's always better if, like, so these are the cases probably if your study abroad counselor is not able to help you as well, it's
yeah,
always better and beneficial to mail the university administration
directly.
directly
Yeah.
and then tell them your whole situation. And then even if they want, you can just send them your certificates as well, and then they can guide you in a
Verify
better
them, and they, and plus that university should have that particular expertise
scholarship.
in that sport.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I had a couple of I deal with a lot of students in a year, so like approximately 3,500 to 4,000. So I get certain questions, and very interesting if the students university helps. So I had a runner who used to be running for national for 1,200 meters. So he got complete scholarship in the US, 100% scholarship. In fact, he got stay also. I mean, he could stay at the university for free, and very rare case, very rare.
yes, this is very exceptional, I can see.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm launching a poll for the visa consultation requirement. If you want the visa consultation one-on with Ananya, you just poll, and as well as I will also rotate a form in community. Okay, time to wrap up. I guess we have answered all the queries. If it's not there for the visas, information particular about any class, subclass visa and all the queries which you have asked, we will give you a document as well as connect to you one to one with Aranya. So let's wrap up today's webinar then. Thank you so much, Ananya, Malvika,
Thank
and
you.
Kesh, for your sharing the valuable insights and your experiences. And to you all also who has been attending the webinar. And remember that studying in Australia is a journey which is filled with challenges and opportunities. And with the right guidance, you can overcome each and every obstacles that turn dream into the reality, guys. So if you have any more questions, don't hesitate, reach out to me. I'm available 24/7 to you. And good luck with your study abroad plans. And post this webinar, we'll give you link of this webinar recording. So if you have missed anything, you can just check it out. And we'll also share some guides, the key resources of the visa checklist, job routes, cultural adjustment guides, everything we'll share with you. And for the connection, you'll get an invitation to join the one-to-one consultation. So sign up form I'll share. So thank you once again, everyone.
Thank you.
Time to say bye, and we'll
Thanks.
make one last poll. Just do you find this session helpful or not? This is just for me. I want to see.
I can't say yes. I can. I can't pull. I think quite helpful, but less people. I mean, but I think it was very quite insightful.
Yes, no, people was coming and going,
Yeah.
actually.
But I'm
They
happy
just
that
answer queries.
very nice
Yeah,
discussion happened.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you once again.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
See you. Bye. Take care. Bye. Bye, Malvika. Bye, Kesh. See you.